can't drink because you're not 21 yet. But if you want to feel like adults, you could have zero alcohol beer. So it actually tastes almost like beer, but there's no alcohol to it. So you could do that, nothing wrong, but with your parents' permission, obviously. I'm not telling you do things that your parents don't like. There's one, I went to Chabad school all my life, but there were two things that I didn't learn. I can't eat herring to save my life, and I can't even drink. I never learned how to drink. So I'm not a good Chabadnik. Seriously, I just can't. Take one drink, boom, I'm out. No tolerance at all. And there was one time, I was in a Shabbaton, and some people mixed the drinks. They gave me some white, some yellow, and then I got totally drunk. And I was dizzy. I came to Mincha late. So somebody went to my wife and said, "Look at the rabbi. Rabbi became drunk." But my wife is the best lawyer. She said, "No, the rabbi didn't become drunk. You made him drunk." And he said it like with such passion. That was it. They never made me drunk after that. So these are the disqualifications that I have to be a good Chabadnik. That's why I joined the Sephardic world. I'm just kidding. You're all good. Don't worry about it. That was just a dumb joke. Anyways, I just want to share something very small with you before we continue. The time is very short. You see, guys, when it comes to Purim, we learn one thing, that actually the existence of the Jews is above nature. A lot of terrible things are happening in the world. We feel that Jews are isolated. We're the minority. We don't exist. What's the percentage of the Jews in the world? 0.00 something, 2.02. You're not even 1%. That means basically, according to halacha, we are bottled. I don't know, not even bottled in shishim. You're bottled in, I don't know, thousands or millions. But nevertheless, we are strong. How do we know from Purim that really our existence is above nature? So if you look at Purim's story, honestly, that was the safest time for the Jewish people in the world. Because Mordechai had access to the palace. He went anytime that he wanted into the palace. Right, says it was always at the courtyard of the king. One of the advisors, being a top Jew, which is the head of the Sanhedrin. And this was the only time in our history that actually the queen was a Jewish woman. They say Kate is Jewish, but she doesn't have any special powers. In London, England, Princess Kate, but Kate, the mom is Jewish. But again, she doesn't have special power. In that time that there was no democracy, there were kings. Could you imagine the queen being Jewish? The only time in history. So we would have thought we're in the most secure time in our lives. But at that time, the worst decree happened to destroy all the Jews in one day. You see, other times, Jews were scattered all over the world. When the Nazis attacked, not even was in Germany, there were Jews in America, there were Jews in, I don't know, Asia, there were Jews in Africa, North Africa. So the Jews had a place to run away to. Many Jews that ran away to, for example, Russia, they were saved. There was never that we were in the same country. But in old Persia, everybody was under the Persian government, right? Even in times of Pharaoh, that we all in Egypt, but Pharaoh was not interested to kill girls. He was only interested to kill the boys. And he only wanted to kill the newborn boys, but not the boys that already lived. So we never had such an evil decree. How could it happen in such a secure time? Such a bad thing could happen. And even our salvation wasn't logical either.
Because all of the Jews were in one spot. So
So it's a worse decree, but how could it was the most secure? I'm not saying it was the most secure time. No one ever dreamed such thing is going to happen. We're going to get to the answer, how it happened. And also our salvation came in a very weird way. These days, if something happens, everybody goes to United Nations, you go to, I don't know, President Biden, you go to the diplomats, you do all these diplomatic stuff to make the Jews, to be better. The first thing that we find that actually Esther said, okay, you want me to go to Achashverosh? I want all the Jews of Shushan fast for 3 days. And then she had to fast too. Because if the community is fasting, you can't separate yourself. So what happened? What was the special thing of Esther? Why did Achashverosh love her so much? Anybody knows? No. What does the Megillah say? He didn't care about humility. She was the most beautiful woman. So you have to go make yourself beautiful, put on perfume, put on lipstick, go to Achashverosh, seduce him a little bit. Hey, I'm Jewish, what are you doing? She didn't do that. She said, let's fast for 3 days. What happens when you fast for 3 days? Besides getting skinny.
it ruins the way you look.
Yeah, you look uglier, not as beautiful. So why did she do such an illogical thing? So the Gemara tells us, Rav Shimon Bar Yochai asked, why did the Jews deserve to die at that time? because they went to the Achashverosh's party and they were enjoying the feast. That's what the Gemara says. And the Mefarshim say that feast that Achashverosh made, because there was supposed to be the rebuilding of the Beis Hamikdash after 70 years. Achashverosh thought the 70 years are over. He had a miscalculation. So he said Jews will never get saved. He brought the clothes of the Kohen Gadol, he put it on. He brought the vessels of the Beis Hamikdash and he used them. So when the Jews went, they said, we don't care about the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash. That's what they deserve to get killed. So they knew that the Jews are above nature. Understand? You could be the safest politically, but our existence is not political. It's not according to laws of nature. According to laws of nature, we should have been destroyed years ago. It's our connection to God, to Torah Mitzvah, that keeps us. That's what the first thing that Esther did was fast. Since because of a sin this happened, we got to fast. You got to repent. And one of the ways of repenting is fasting. And that brought the salvation. So remember, guys, not like the world says, when everything else fails, turn to God. That's wrong. Before you do anything, you turn to God. And then you do the diplomatic stuff later on. And it doesn't matter how you do it. Not that important. Did you guys get that? It was awesome, guys. Thank you for listening. Please, guys, have your attention. Please be in your seats, guys. Be in your seats. Should I bring the food? You want to ask him questions?
I think they can just.
Yeah. So, guys, be in your seats. We're going to bring it to you because everybody gets half a sandwich.
Amen.
Yeah. Yeah, please, everybody gets. You want to have this? You got anything in there? Please, guys, we'll bring it. Please take only half. Please, guys. Only half. Oh, here's. Yes, French fries.
How about you?
You guys get some French fries. I'll give it up. You guys come here.
Yo, where are the plates at?
I'll take up too.
I'm eating this on the plate. I'm eating it. Bro, who's taking my food? Yo. Someone's sweating. I was eating the plate. I literally just put it on. Here, up. More sauce?
You didn't get it. Yeah, guys, just one ask you a couple questions. Please, guys. Yeah, let's go. Split it. Split it, bro. Who didn't get it? Everybody got it? Have second if you want. You want second?
Rabbi, are we have Thursday class?
Yes, this week we have.
When's that show?
Okay, guys, back to the Torah. Oh, shoot.
Don't worry, I'll do it.
Guys,